So after the talk by Professor Dr. Tamás Sharon, I would like to basically make the academic insights around visibility and the loss of solidarity or is it institutionalized solidarity more more concrete, more real by bringing it back to real life experiences of patients. And so, what I'd like to do in the following is just to give you a few brief snippets of how patients themselves experience invisibility. This is a bit of a hodgepodge of different long COVID patients. It's not representative for the whole population. This is just for us to give, to give some kind of, or to get some kind of indication as to how invisibility is experienced. So the first patient I'd like to introduce to you is a 17-year-old girl who lives just across the border in Kreis Kleve in Germany. She's 17 years old and has been sick since 2021. She's unable to attend her school, the gymnasium school that she's at, and also has a friend who is suffering from the same situation. So this is what she or what her mother told me. It is a typical day in the life of this person. It is difficult to fall asleep at night. On good days, it succeeds around 2 a.m. On less good days, it is often 4 a.m. or even later. Waking up around 11:30 a.m., exhausted and destroyed. Very severe exhaustion until around 3 p.m. Sitting upright is only possible with the support of a quiet electric slatted frame. In the afternoon, the exhaustion becomes less. In the evening, around 8 or 9 p.m., there is some energy. Then it's possible to perform one action, for example, take a shower or take a wheelchair to the garden for 15 minutes or read for 20 minutes. Doctor's appointments can only be made at home. Telemedicine services cannot be used by herself because they are too strenuous. This runs through relatives. Independent care is not possible. School attendance or hourly learning is not possible. There is no one who will help or who can help her. No clinic that can accept such seriously ill people. Nowhere are there care conditions adapted to MHCFS patients. No specialists who have admission capacities to care for them, outreach of video telephone via the parents, no approved therapies. She must simply wait for it to get better. Waiting for her to get well on her own, waiting for politicians to put more money into research and medical infrastructure, waiting for a drug to be found, waiting for us to get a call back from a specialist, and looking for and trying out, looking for healing paths from other sufferers, looking for new specialists, looking for off-label drugs and supplements that could help. Try out what works and what doesn't. Here I'm presenting you with the second narrative of a mother about her long COVID child. My child is 14, sick since 11, severely ill and cannot go to school. She is losing hope, losing happiness and excitement. She feels this huge void, numb. There are no more experiences, no more friends, no more dreams. She's losing parts of herself. She does not feel welcome and supported in society. Only our caretakers in the family offer assistance. The rest only consists of talk. It feels like people think we ought to just rot, or that we choose this or deserve this, or that sick children don't deserve adults who fight for them. I became too ill, and now I can't take her anymore in a wheelchair off to a short trip anymore, because I can't walk more than 3 minutes. We feel so unheard and so invisible and so utterly alone. This is an adult, 36 years old, sick since March 2021. Friends. I always thought I had an extraordinary big friend circle, as I love to socialize and be in touch. When I got MHCFS, I wasn't able to reach out anymore. I realized that with chronic illness in such severity, you sink silently, like a stone in water. You're gone. Very little people will come and look for you. Birds by a 43-year-old, sick since December 2021. Until December, I was able to watch the birds from my bed. Since January, I have to keep the curtains closed during the day because of my sensitivity to light. Debris, 46, sick since January 2022. I am living with the debris that COVID has left behind, a bodily landscape of ruins, patched over, invisible to most and even to myself, but in its pain forever there, shrieking, demanding all my attention. Deregistered, adult, sick since 2020. When I got COVID, I just started my master's degree in psychology. I had to deregister from the university. That was the moment I realized that, socially speaking, no one knew I was sick. I didn't have an employer where I was reported sick, and I was deregistered from the university. I was not known to the UWV, the Dutch Disability Office or Employment Payment Office, because I was not eligible for benefits because of my studies. I was left completely on my own, left to improve the situation for myself, which is difficult anyway, let alone with only 20% of your energy at your disposal. On an interpersonal level, I was told by a family member that they don't see me as sick, but that I just can't be there every now and then. That made me feel invisible, in the sense that a part of me and my experience was denied. It also felt like being sick is something to be ashamed of. In any case, it was clear that I was not meant to share my experience. I just had to stay positive and then it will be fine. Middle ages. 12 years old, since March 2024. Being sick with long COVID is being sick with long COVID is like being thrown back into the Middle Ages. It is like we are invisible. No school, no friends, nothing. A disease without a cure, just like there were no cures then. And in the meantime, I'm lying here in my room, in the dark, just waiting. Empty stands by an adult, sick since 2023, worsened to a moderate state in 2024. This photo for me is symbolic of my long COVID and MATFS illness. I used to be a passionate football fan and worked for a Bundesliga club in addition to my professorship. The empty stands represent the place I can no longer fill in the stadium. I'm the thistle. Despite being seriously ill, you have to be resilient against psychologization, and you become untouchable for others because the stigma of the illness is high. Above all, you are alone. Crumbling rock. 9 years old, long COVID since March 2023. The first thing I think of is that COVID should be forbidden. Long COVID feels as if you are invisible, that you are being ignored. I'm also angry that people simply do not believe it. Long COVID feels as if you can die. And well, that does not feel good actually. You also feel left alone by friends and the people that you used to know, but now act as if you are not there. And long COVID feels as if you are a rock in the past that is now completely crumbling apart. You are still there, but people act as if you are not. In summary, lots of long COVID patients experience different varieties of invisibility, from young to old, in different life circumstances, in different forms. It is therefore important that we do follow the recommendations that were laid out by Tamar Sharon in her talk as well, whereby we need more institutionalized solidarity so that they no longer wait in their rooms by themselves.